is Crime After Bedtime. It's Crime After Bedtime.
I'm not freaking Nancy Drew. I'm Kayla. Yeah, it is cheesy, but I don't care. I'm a cheesy bitch.
Yeah. And I'm Austin.
Husband and wife.
I like banging. Oh, that's it. Keep stroking it, baby. Let's go.
We're not investigators.
What? That's crazy.
Let's hope this goes well. Kids are in bed.
It's Crime After Bedtime.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Crime After Bedtime. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Austin.
We're so glad you're listening, and we hope you hang around and continue to listen. We are super excited to start this podcast together. We chose the name Crime After Bedtime because we are parents to 3 small children, and we'll be squeezing in our podcast time after bedtime. Speaking of our kids, that was their cute-ass little voices you heard on that intro. We really wanted them to be a part of it. Not yet.
Huh?
Wait a second.
Oh, okay.
We wanted them to be a part of it and feel like they were a part together with us. So we had them record the intro. You'll hear that every time our podcast starts. And they were totally into it. Little freaking showstoppers they were. They were our 2 oldest. Our youngest is too small to participate.
She can't say words yet.
Yeah. Babe, I also just want to thank you for always being so supportive of me. And when I said I wanted to do a true crime podcast, and you jumped right in with me, and I was really shocked by that because Austin is not into true crime like I am. I'm constantly watching a docuseries, reading, books, podcasts all the time, and he just does not get it. So, but I liked that dynamic. I'm going to be telling Austin these stories. He's going to be hearing them for the very first time because he doesn't know anything about anybody in true crime. So
No, I don't follow this shit.
I
don't get it.
So we are going to pop open a bottle of champagne.
Is that cute?
That's cute.
All right.
And cheers to our first episode.
Is that cheesy?
No, yeah, it is cheesy, but I don't care. I'm a cheesy bitch.
And it's just a reason to drink, so let's go. God dang.
That was a good one, babe.
That's what she said.
Oh, you can hear them bubbles. Wherever you're listening from, just pretend like you're drinking with us. Yeah, that's good, babe.
Okay.
Kids are in bed. We're podcasting for the first time. Let's hope this goes well. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
So, cheers to you for being so supportive. Cheers to probably the 5 people listening. And cheers to our first episode.
Cheers. I'm proud of you. Golly.
I'm proud of you. You made this happen. I just said I wanted to do it and started researching.
Yeah, but I don't. You're doing the research. I'm just sitting in front of the camera.
Oh, all this couldn't have happened without you. God, we are so supportive and just sweet.
Keep stroking it, baby. Let's go.
I wanted to start out by saying that I am by no means an investigator. I have no background in law. I simply find true crime to be intriguing. I always have. Austin can't stand it. I'm so surprised he decided to jump on this with me, but I'm just simply...
It's not that I can't stand it. I just don't... Like, yeah, some of it's intriguing, but I'm not obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are.
Men are too.
I don't know, but I feel like it's a woman thing.
It is predominantly probably a woman thing, but...
I don't like the negativity.
Yeah. Anyways, what I'm saying is we're not investigators. I am simply using the resources that I have online, on articles, anything that I can find that's out there to the public already.
He said, she said.
Well, there'll be sources, but I will list my case sources in the episode show notes. And I also just want to give a little PSA. Anytime you listen to our podcast, just know, trigger warning, you're here for a true crime podcast, so...
It's Crime After Bedtime.
Yeah. And I'm sure I'll give trigger warnings if there's anything that is, definitely needs one, but you're listening to a murder podcast. Also, explicit language, because that's just who Austin is as a person. I mean, same, me too, but just putting that out there. And I do also just want to say Austin has a unique sense of humor, and we've been married for 7 years, known each other since we were 13 years old, 14, something like that. I don't know. We were kids. So our banter, we can get carried away, husband and wife, joking at each other, poking fun, Please don't ever mistake our commentary as anything disrespectful to the victims or their families. We have the utmost respect for the victims in each of these stories that we're going to tell. So let's get started with our story for tonight.
Oh, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bet.
And if you are watching from YouTube, welcome to our bonus room / playroom for our kids / now podcast room
/ football room /
football. Yeah, this
Xbox room / man cave /
one of all.
It's actually not any of those.
It's the playroom.
Yeah.
With some football decor and now podcast stuff. But I thought we could start this off with a bang.
With a bang? Okay.
All right.
I like banging.
James. His first name is James, by the way. You will hear me call him James. I'm probably the only person in his life that calls him James just when he gets on my nerves.
That's not true.
But we're going to start this off. I'm going to tell you the story of how I, your wife, was hanging out and chilling with a stone cold murderer on his couch the day of my high school prom.
What?
Yes.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
I was surprised. I've told you this before. I've not told you this story, but I've not.
No, you haven't.
I haven't told you the whole case, but I've told you this.
You just hanging out with murderers?
Yep.
You got more street cred than I do.
You're about to sit down and find out.
Like what?
This is not a joke. This is 100% serious. Don't look at my notes.
I don't.
You're about to find
I've
out.
I've never heard this.
He doesn't listen to me when I talk. I have told him. I've not obviously told you the case. I just have explained to you what happened.
No, bro.
Well, you're about to find out, and I think that you will probably be like, oh, yeah, you did tell me that. All right. So, on a more serious note, we'll get back to me later. We're going to get to the case.
Wait, so, like, you sat next to the murderer?
Yep. Probably hugged. A little side hug.
Oh, my goodness.
Definitely.
Did y'all have a relationship?
No. Just listen.
No relationship, but you hugged.
No. I mean, like a side hug.
Well, I mean, that's some sort of relationship.
Maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I don't know that I would have, but maybe it was like a mutual person. Let me tell the story. And then we'll talk about whether there was a side hug.
I feel like I'm going to find things out about my wife that I don't know.
You might. All right. On a more serious note, I am going to tell you the tragic story of the murder of Marjorie Ewing.
Say that again.
Marjorie was a 24-year-old wife and mother. Her husband, 23-year-old Charles Ewing, they'd been married for 5 years and had 2 small children, a boy at age 4 and a girl age 2. And I've chosen not to include their names because they deserve their privacy. Marjorie's siblings describe her as a really good big sister. She had quite a few siblings. She was one of many siblings. They describe her as a really good big sister who would always take care of her younger siblings and would be the first to stand up for them if they were ever being picked on. So, maybe having champagne was a bad idea. I keep pausing to take drinks. It is good, though. You chose a good bottle. We are going to take it back to 1980, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where we live, Middle Tennessee, 35 minutes maybe outside of Nashville.
Murfreesboro.
Yeah. Marjorie, who's married to Charles, they have 2 small children.
1980.
1980, yeah. So before we're even born.
The year Harry Potter was born.
This is true. Good God, I knew I married you for a reason.
What can I say?
Just kidding, I turned you into a Harry Potter fan. But that's okay. I'm still really proud of you for that, because I didn't even think about that. Marjorie is working at Crystal's Good old Crystal's on Broad Street. If you don't know what Crystal's is, it's a fast food restaurant. Kind of like a White Castle. If you don't know what White Castle is, it's just a fast food restaurant, mini cheeseburgers. Yeah, I'm trying to think because right now we only have one Crystal's, I think.
Which is over there by Oakland. That's the only one I can think of. That's the only one I know of.
Yeah, but I do know there used to be more than one.
They don't fill off.
Yeah, because that shit nasty.
Bro, speak for yourself. Like chicken sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
Those ones are fire.
Oh, and the chicken bites, those were good too. Okay, anyways. Marjorie is working at Crystal's on Broad Street. That is not even a building anymore. But on December 27th, 1980, Marjorie finishes her shift at Crystal's and is never seen or heard from again. So, this is 1980.
As of today, nothing. Like, the case hasn't been solved. Am I skipping too far ahead?
Yeah, you're skipping too far ahead.
My bad, bro.
You're going to find out.
I like to figure shit up. God, drink up, Alky.
Mama needs more champagne.
Jeez.
This is the day to celebrate our first podcast.
I got some. Never mind.
Okay. Marjorie is never seen or heard from again once she finishes her shift at Crystal's. This is 1980, so we don't have any. I'm assuming we don't have camera footage, none that I'm aware of. There's nothing. I mean, today, if somebody, goes missing from work, you're going to have their footsteps of exactly where they went from work. Did they walk out the front door? Did they make it to their car? Did they?
They probably had cameras.
I mean, maybe they had cameras, but not like today. They don't know her every move. My point being, in my research, I didn't see anything that said whether she left Crystal's, whether she was met by someone in the parking lot, anything like that. Her coworkers at Crystal's were the last people to see her alive. Will you stop?
Sorry.
He loves to annoy me.
No, sorry.
So now he gets to annoy you guys.
I was amusing myself.
Now I lost my spot.
I feel like you're taller than me because.
Okay. Her husband Charles reports her missing, but he is kind of telling people that she just ran off. She left of her own accord. That's the story that's being told. Her siblings are like, absolutely not. She did not run off. She would not leave her children. So, I mean, same, like...
I don't know. Sometimes I want to leave mine.
She would not leave her children. Let me see. What was I saying? I'm so sorry.
Keep it together.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so she's missing. He's telling people she ran off. There's not much information into the investigation like other cases, I feel like, but I feel like it's maybe because she's 24 years old and her husband's like, well, I think she just ran off. I mean, anytime there's no body, literally, let me quote my girl Taylor Swift, there's no body, there's no crime. Like, she's just missing. Do you know that song?
No.
I sing Taylor Swift 24/7 in this house and you don't know that song.
Okay, well, I sing Tyler Childers 24/7. Do you know every song?
Every song.
Okay.
Okay, anyways. So I think that there's not a huge investigation going on because she's an adult. She's 24 years old, But on March 23rd, 1981, just 3 months after Marjorie goes missing, a couple of hikers are hiking at the Stones River National Battlefield, which, if you're not familiar with the area, Middle Tennessee, was where a big part of the Civil War was fought, or like a big part of the battle. And so we have a huge portion of Murfreesboro is Stones River National Battlefield. I mean, it goes all through our town pretty much. It's a big part of Murfreesboro. But there's walking trails, people bike there, people go like take pictures, like it's very pretty there, scenery, whatever. Trigger warning for what is to come. It does get a little gruesome detail. The hikers find a human skull.
That's it?
On the battlefield, yeah. This skull is badly decomposed. There is still some flesh and hair intact. Yeah, and this person's neck had been severed at the shoulder. So, like, it wasn't just the head. It wasn't just like a skull, like you'd picture just a head, a skull. It had some neck.
It had some neck meat?
Yeah. No, not meat, like the vertebrae.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm just stating it's not just a skull. Like, where she was cut was at her neck, at her shoulders. So there were 3 cervical vertebrae still attached, and on the 3rd vertebrae there were saw marks, evidence that her head had been sawed off with a hacksaw.
My God.
There was no way to determine if decapitation occurred pre or post mortem, is what was said. So they don't know if decapitation was the cause of death, or if she had died and then someone had decapitated her.
Either way, that's fucking awful.
Yeah, pretty freaking sick. Forensic anthropologist Dr. William Bass, B-A-S-S, Bass, determined the skull was that of a young white female who had been deceased about 3 months. So efforts began towards facial reconstruction and identifying remaining teeth through x-ray, hoping and praying they can identify this woman. Investigators are obviously laser focused on the possibility of this being Marjorie due to the similarities in the timeline. This skull that is found is believed to have been deceased at the same time as when Marjorie went missing. It takes several months for anthropologists to confirm that the skull did in fact belong to 24-year-old Marjorie Ewing. So, now we have a case. Now we have a murder investigation, not just a missing persons.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Are you wondering how I tie into this? Because I'm still not even born.
Did you do it?
I'm not born.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
My parents were...
God, that was such a you statement.
My parents were children. They were teenagers. I have young parents, but... Let's see. One article said that...
I still don't understand how you were...
Oh, we're going to get there.
Was it like one of your mom's friends?
You're learning so much about me.
I guess so. Friends with murderers.
Not friends. One article said that the facial reconstruction, I don't know if it was a drawing or a model or what it would have been, but this doctor, Dr. Bass, he worked hard to reconstruct this face to see what this person would look like. And once you put it next to a photo of Marjorie, it was uncanny. Like, he literally was able to draw her from this skull and flesh and hair.
That's how they figured it out.
No, dental records too. But it just is crazy that this doctor could do that. That he could get it that close.
I mean, it's 3 months. It's not like this.
Oh, I know, but still, to find just a skull and you have no idea what this person looks like, but you're able to figure it out. Now, as far as the investigation, there wasn't much info that I could find into her murder investigation up until a certain point. But despite efforts, this case goes unsolved. They come back to it a couple of times over the years, and they're just unable to really lock down what happened. I think they have an idea from what I could tell, but they were not able to lock down enough evidence. Charles goes on to raise their 2 children. I mean, they have 2 kids, so he's dad. He raises their 2 kids. He gets remarried and has 2 more children. And at some point, that marriage ends, and he actually ends up getting remarried for a 3rd time, all while this case remains unsolved. Until 2007, apparently, Rutherford County, which is here, Murfreesboro.
That was
we were in high
first
school.
year of high school?
Yeah.
No. Second.
I don't know, I'm bad at math.
We graduated in 2002.
I'm still bad at math.
You just said 2007. How many years is that?
I don't know. Just kidding.
How many years is it?
3.
Okay.
Let me do my story.
So what does that put us?
I'm getting to the good part.
Okay.
Sophomores. Freshman.
Just
So in 2007, the case is assigned to the newly formed cold case unit in Rutherford County. So I guess up until this point, we didn't have a cold case unit. I tried to find like exactly when it was established, but all I found was like they were assigned this case in 2007, and it was a very new unit.
So they just get handed shit that hadn't been solved?
Yeah. Yeah. Cold case can be, I mean, it did say this is one of the oldest cold cases that they had. Not the oldest, but one of them in Murfreesboro, yeah. So efforts begin to solve this now. Think about this, 27-year-old cold case. I mean, the children are grown. Like, it's been 27 years. And we don't know what happened to her. Life has, I mean...
Her kids probably got kids.
Probably. I don't know.
Should have done more research.
The cold case is led by cold case detective Lieutenant Bill Sharp and Detective Sergeant Dan Goodwin. And they work diligently for the next 2 years. So it's not solved in 2007. It takes another 2 years to solve. I'm trying to decide where I want to slide my part of the story in, but I think I'm just going to tell the whole story and then tell you where I come in. Okay. I don't come in at all. I have nothing to do with this. I just so happen to cross paths with this person. And you know I don't forget a freaking face. So I remembered exactly who he was.
Okay.
That's kind of where this comes into place. If I met you in kindergarten on the playground and that was the only interaction we ever had, I promise I remember your face.
That's pretty stupid.
So they work for the next 2 years to try to solve this case. They interview nearly 25 witnesses who are now apparently ready to spill the beans.
27 years later?
Yeah. It seems like they don't go into the sources that I found, which were all newspaper articles. Because also, I should have said at the beginning, this case is wildly, like, underreported on. Every case that I had was basically just local newspapers here. I can almost guarantee there's probably not another podcast out there on this because it's just, I don't know, it's just local to Murfreesboro. I don't know. We'll talk about it later, but why I think it was so not reported on. But so it just gave one little sentence basically stating something like they interviewed about 25 people, like more or less like the people that they ran around with. This person that murdered her, I think it was kind of known that he did it. And in the people that he knew, I don't think he tried to hide it. I don't know. I could be wrong. But 25 years later, literally, I think the sentence said, like, people had broken up, people had gotten divorced. So maybe it was like he told this friend told this wife, but now they're divorced, so the wife's ready to talk. I truly think that's what it was.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, excuse me.
You choked up.
So, like I said, they interview nearly 25 witnesses, and in July of 2009, the cold case unit served a sealed indictment for first-degree murder to Charles Ewing.
I knew it.
For killing his 24-year-old wife and mother of his children.
I knew it. That bastard. So you know Charles? You hug Charles?
Let me finish and then we'll get to me.
Were you one of the wives?
Shut up. You're so stupid. I'm still a child. This is 2009.
Yeah, you're right.
17?
Yeah.
16? I don't know. Again, bad at math. After his arrest, detectives interview Charles, and he sings like a freaking bird. He was just like, shit, they got me.
So he just can't believe it?
Yep.
He said everything?
Yep.
He's like, yeah, I just chopped her.
Think about it, 29 years later. And he's like, well, fuck, they got me now. Yep, I did it.
That's a long time to live with it.
I know. And remarried. More children. Remarried again.
Dude, think about the wives
Just
that didn't know that.
Just living life.
The other wife. He just raw dogging life as a murderer.
So, like I said, he completely confesses to stabbing his wife in their home while his children were home. I mean, they're 2 and 4, so, I mean, they were probably asleep or something. They probably were, oblivious to it, but still, can you imagine? And then dismembering her body and disposing of it. As far as I could tell from my sources that I read, he never gives a motive, never says why he did this. And, usually at least when I listen to crime podcasts, number one, the husband always did it. Number two, let's put it out there. The husband always did it. There's always money problems. There's an affair. There's debt. Something. But nothing is said about this, so I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Also, I forgot when we were going over, when the hikers found the skull, police did comb the area looking for the rest of the remains, and nothing else has ever been found of her body. Just the skull. No clues.
They didn't ask him, hey, what the fuck did you do with the rest of it?
I think so.
Slacking research.
Well, what I heard, but I don't want to say hearsay. I don't want to spread rumors, but and I don't know what should be said if it's not true. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but speculated that he disposed of the rest of her body in different dumpsters around Murfreesboro. But I don't know if that would be true. Think about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 body parts at a minimum, 5 different dumpsters. Somebody's going to see something. Somebody would have had to have found something. I just don't know if that's true. That's why I didn't want to say it. Probably shouldn't have said it. I don't think that that's true. Either way, all we ever have is a skull. He never, to my knowledge, says what he did with the rest of her body. He, now 51-year-old Charles Ewing, pleads guilty to first-degree murder on Wednesday, August 19th, 2009, and was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
He 90?
Because he pled guilty. And I think that's why this is so underreported on. He pled guilty, so he didn't go to trial.
Oh,
yeah, he just walked in and said, I'm guilty, and they sentenced him.
That's good. So, where's he at? Is he, here in Murfreesboro?
Yeah.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. Listen, I really did, a lot of research, but this case is not any... Research I found was a Murfreesboro newspaper. It's not I looked and looked.
You could have called the jail.
I mean, if I can do that, I'll do it one day, but I'm new at this.
Oh, yeah, that's for an interview.
Okay, do you want to do this?
I'm here for support.
I'm not freaking Nancy Drew. You want me to walk up into the jail with my freaking recorder in my hand? Should I take the kids with me? Because I always got them with me.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't mean that.
I'm not busting your balls.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm new to this. If I am allowed to call places and stuff,
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I said that joking.
Can I do that?
I don't expect you to call the fucking jail. But I mean, by all fucking means, for the podcast, you do what you want.
Can I call the jail?
There's only one way to find out.
So, I still haven't told you how I came to sit on this man's couch.
The same couch that he sat his kids on and said, here, watch Looney Tunes while I dismantle your mom.
No, this is not the same couch. This was years later. This is 2009. So he got arrested in August of 2009. We are going back to I did not say my senior prom. I said high school prom because it wasn't my prom. It was my high school boyfriend's. He was a senior. I was a junior. So what is that, April? Is prom in April?
I don't know. I didn't go to a prom.
I feel like it's in April. So April of 2009. Yeah. And
Oakland?
yeah.
Who'd you go with?
My high school boyfriend.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought you had more. I don't know.
You act like we didn't go to the same high school,
Yeah,
walk
you act
down
like
the
we
same
didn't.
halls, keep eyeballs on each other at all times, and know who each other was dating at all times.
No, I didn't.
I'm done.
I wasn't even going to Oakland at the end of my senior year.
This was junior year.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, unimportant of who I went with. More importantly, I'm gonna speak.
Dude, does he know?
He was with me. Doesn't know this story.
Oh.
I never told him this story because I think we were broken up by the time I found out about it. But, so we're getting ready for his prom. It's his prom. I'm a junior. I am all in my dress, feeling all pretty. This is my first prom, so I'm feeling pretty cool that I get to go to the senior prom, whatever. Get my hair done, get my spray tan. Got the freaking probably $500 dress. I don't know what my mom spent on it. I don't even know. You know, the shoes. I'm feeling good. We have a family friend who's been a friend of our family's for a while now. I'm not going to say this person's name.
Oh.
I told you would know the
that...
story. We're going to call her Rosie. She is a dear sweet.
Oh.
I told you would know the story.
Now I remember. Okay.
You're telling me I didn't tell you this.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
So we're, for the sake of privacy, going to call our friend Rosie. And she has been a friend of our family for a while now. And she's a sweet little lady. And she wanted to see me on my prom, in my prom dress. She wanted me to come visit her in my prom dress so that she could see me. So my high school boyfriend picks me up for prom, and I say, hey, we got to go see our friend. He's never met her. He doesn't even know who this person is. And I'm like, we got to go visit this person, this friend. I'm pretty sure, actually.
But I forgot, like, the relationship. Like, yeah. What is
I'll tell you.
That person to that person?
I'll tell you. Hold on. It's my first prom, so we have, poor guy, I don't even think we went and saw his parents, like they were there to take pictures, but we had to go see Mandy at work, my aunt. We stopped by her work in my prom dress. We had to go see my Nana. We had to go stop by and see everybody. And then I'm like, all right, we got to go one more house. We got to go to this place. Okay. It's family friend. She wants to see me, you know. So we show up over there, and it was very extra. We show up over there. And this is the last stop before we're going to go to dinner and get pictures taken, go to prom, okay? And Rosie is married to a man that I know by the name of Spider. He gives biker gang. I don't know if he was in a biker gang. Not that there's anything wrong with biker gangs.
Wait, so this was...
But I'm just saying that was his nickname. I don't know that he was...
Was this 2008 or 2009?
2009. Literally months before he got arrested.
Okay, I was about to say. So, okay, yeah, go ahead.
So again...
Because it was August that he got arrested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's reiterate. Rosie is his third wife.
That motherfucker was he there?
Yes.
You was just chilling with him.
In my prom dress.
Golly.
I told you. So when I say Rosie is a good friend, I don't know that I'd actually ever been to her house. Like, I've known of her. I used to visit her at work. I don't know that I've ever been to her house. It's not like that close of a room. But the sweet lady wanted to see me in my prom dress, okay? So I just went to see her.
By God.
That was the only time I'd ever been around this man. I knew that her husband's name was like Spider.
I mean, that sounds like a murderer. That sounds like somebody who's already been in prison for his entire life.
And so we go visit. She wants to take some pictures. We chilling on her couch.
It's like, can I get you something to drink?
And I remember, we were in the very tiny living room together, and I remember, dude, like I said, he gives biker gang vibes for sure. I don't know if he was in one. Not that that is a bad thing. I love, my uncle is in a motorcycle club that I just love every single member, but this guy, I'm just saying,
What if he was like, you want some crystals?
You're so stupid. I probably would have been like, what are crystals? No, really, I probably still would say that to people if they said that to me. If somebody offered me that, I'd be like, oh, like meditation crystals? Sure.
Did that just go over your head?
Yeah.
Did that just go over your head?
Apparently.
crystals.
Oh, like the food. Oh my god.
Lee, I fucking love you. You're so... It's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Anyways, we take our pictures with Rosie and Spider's there. And that's why I said, I mean, like, maybe, I'm sure I was hugging her. So maybe I, like, gave him a side hug. Maybe he was like, all right, bye. And I was like, nice to meet you. I don't know. I don't for sure know. I'm awkward.
You just be hugging strangers?
I mean, he's not technically a stranger.
You ain't never met the motherfucker. You just giving side
know.
hugs out like you're
maybe
Oprah.
It was a handshake. I don't freaking know. I really don't know. It was a long time ago. Anyways, let's move on. We go prom, whatever. We're not even talking about that anymore. But July 2009, I am sitting in my living room floor. I remember vividly how it happened, but I don't know why I was sitting on the floor. And I'm looking up at the TV, and the headline comes on: man arrested in murder of his wife, 30-year-old cold case. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh shit, because I freaking love, true crime, whatever.
Off. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but we're amateurs, and that technical difficulties. It cut off in the middle of it. So continue.
Okay, so watching the news with my mama.
On the couch. Yeah, watching the news.
I'm on the floor again. I made that very clear. I don't know why I had to make that clear that I was on the floor, but I was on the floor. But it comes on the news. Headline: Murfreesboro man arrested. 30-year-old cold case, murder of his wife. And I'm like glued to the TV because, true crime, me, it is what it is. And I'm like, oh my God, that looks like Rosie's house. And then I'm like, oh my God, that is Rosie's house. Holy shit. And I'm like, I jump off of the floor onto my feet. My mom is sitting on the couch. She clearly hears me. And I'm like, Mama, it's her house. It's Rosie's house. I was sitting, I see him coming out handcuffed. And I'm like, I was sitting in that man's house in my freaking prom dress just a couple of months ago. Like, holy shit.
Sorry.
Probably, excuse you. The only, hopefully the only interaction I've ever had with a murderer.
I don't know.
Craziness. So yes, he's in prison for 40 years. Truly is just such a sad story. Marjorie's family, her sister, is quoted in the Daily News Journal. Apparently he kept the children away from her family. And they reunited shortly after he was arrested. And I have a quote from her. Sorry, I'm also very unorganized. That's just who I am as a person. You're gonna have to cut this part out.
Nah, bro, you got it.
Where's my quote?
Follow through. Yeah, but it's also like what do you think his kids said?
I don't know. Like I don't know. That's their dad. Their dad raised them. Like, how do you? I don't know. It's awful. And I can't find my quote, so yeah. Oh, here it is. Her sister Delia Burns is quoted in the Daily News Journal saying, "I feel sorry for the children. It has really been hard on them. In my heart, I always knew he had done it. We never got a phone call. He knew where my parents lived, and he never made contact." So
yeah, that's pretty fucking weird to begin. Like, I mean, God forbid as something ever happened to you, but like, I mean, I would feel obligated, like, to take our kids back to your family.
You would feel obligated, so you wouldn't want to, but you would feel like you have to. That's what obligated means.
I mean,
you wouldn't want to.
Obligated means I wouldn't want to, but I have to.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that's a little dramatic, but
you said it.
Okay, well, if the word's not obligated, then I'm sorry for using obligated, but I would want to take the kids. Okay, let's move on, bro.
No.
Thank you.
It means more. Basically means morally you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that is the story of how I sat on a murderer's couch. I can promise the rest of the stories that we tell are simply going to be stories that I have heard of, not that I was ever around them in any way. And that is the sad story of Marjorie Ewing and how she lost her life at 24 years old. I mean, her kids were 4 and 2. She never even really got to... I mean, she was 24. That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's so sad. And also, Rosie had no idea that he had done it.
I mean, I don't imagine him telling every wife he had.
I know, but I'm just putting that out there. Craziness.
What did Rosie say?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that close to this person. It's not like I just came up to her afterwards and said, "Hey, heard your husband's a murderer." Good thing he didn't hack you too. You gotta cut that out. Do not put that in there.
That's all right.
So no, I've never even mentioned it. I just happened to have been there in my prom dress.
Small world.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you for listening. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, that would be so very helpful. If you want to leave a 5-star review, that'd be cool, but only if it's a 5-star review. And we hope you visit us for the next episode.
Yeah. If there's another episode.
No, there'll be another one.
It was fun.
Yeah. Thank you again. Proud of you. Thanks for being here with me. All right.
I don't have a choice. We live in the same.
This is true. All right. Well, thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.
What's the sign off?
Good night.
Don't let the murderers bite.
If you're going to say that, say that.
I just said it.
Okay.
All right, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Love you.
Love you.
Loser.
The party is winding down.
Wait. What does that mean?
Don't feel like partying anymore.
We've already reached climax?
I'm done.
That's trash.
Good night, everybody.